To another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I am James Haskell, along with my co-host Glenn Martin, and we have overtaken the feral cat ship here, and we are riding solo without DK. So look, if anything happens, DK, it's all your fault.
That's right.
As per usual, he's probably out there at the end of a bar somewhere. No, I'm just kidding, right. DK. I'm sure he's doing something else. But all that being said, we're excited to be here. Today was our first visit at camp. Shout out to Glenn and Katie for getting some camp tickets and offering us up some seats to hop in with you guys. But it was a good time.
Yeah. It was warm, but it wasn't as bad as some days we've had here lately. At least the humidity was down a bit. Temperature was still up pretty high, but the humidity was down. So yeah, I mean, it was a good day to be out seeing football actually being played to some degree. Pads weren't on, not a ton of physicality, but I will say we saw some competitive snaps out there, particularly from the wide receivers and the cornerbacks. We did get to see some simulated football out there today, and it was good to see, man.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that it certainly was hot, but not as sunny, straight up sunny the whole time as it's been. And I think a lot of Ravens and Orioles fans, Baltimore sports fans, are more excited about this season, not just because of how good we are going to be as a team. We believe that we're going to be, but because they're tired of watching the Orioles at this point.
Oh, yeah, don't get me started on them boys. What's going on, King Blaze? What's going on, Connor? Appreciate you coming out. Tyler, thank you for coming out. Appreciate you.
Hey, and I tell you what, there was we didn't catch his name, but there was a dude in front of us who gave us camp tickets last year. Yes. If you're watching, sorry we didn't catch your name, but it was good to catch up with you. Always good to meet folks out there on the field. Thank you so much for the camp tickets. That was very generous of you. Yeah, man, look, the one thing I want to say about this season is I'm not taking it for granted. I think if people thought the Orioles were going to take that next step, and it seemed to be a 2 steps back situation this year. So it's kind of made me reflect on how fortunate, how rare every successful season is.
Yeah.
So, certainly something we shouldn't take for granted. I know everybody's waiting for the playoffs and everything else, but look, we gotta get there, right?
No, it's a long march. And I think that's what always is kind of the toughest part when you have a rough ending to your season, a season where it's cut shorter than you were expecting, is that the journey it takes to get back just for that opportunity to try to get over that hump again. And I think you certainly see it in the veterans, right? Like we heard Kyle Van Noy talk today, and he talked about his year 12, and it don't feel the same as it did his rookie year, and the work that it takes to get himself ready for a season. Still feels like he's one of the best in the business to do it, continues to be overlooked. But yeah, just talked about what it takes to have that opportunity to get back and hopefully right some wrongs in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I'm excited to get into it. I mean, certainly being at camp, just like you said, Glenn, it kind of reignited things. It solidified things. It's real. It's here, and we're here to talk about it. So I think that, we want to talk about a number of things today. But one of the things I kind of want to use as a framework for the show is, we walked right up to camp, and the first thing, Glenn talked about was the inside linebackers, because they were right next to us. And then that kind of cascaded that kind of made me, have this string of thought about what are the questions that we need answered, right? Because immediately when he said that, I was like, oh, shoot, this is a position that we need to talk about, even though, Roquan is there, who's running next to him, right? So we've kind of compiled a list of things that we need to see out of camp, questions that we need answered. So we're going to run through those today, give some predictions and otherwise. And of course, would love to get your guys' feedback, of course, as always in the chat. But I want to start right there, Glenn. I know you wanted to talk about one of those guys in that group.
No doubt. And the coolest part always about these practices, of course, you always want to see your best players, right? It's always fun to see Lamar connecting with Mark Andrews down the field and trying to test Marlon Humphrey down the sideline with Zay Flowers. That's always fun. But the most exciting part for I think for me and Jimmy is to see the young guys, to see the newcomers to the team and see what they look like. Do they look the part, right? Do the rookies look the part? Do they seem like they know what they're doing out there? And the first rookie I couldn't help but notice, I mean, holy Teddy Buchanan, the rookie out of Cal, the expected or at least depth piece at linebacker, replacing Chris Board and some guys we've seen in years past. This Teddy Buchanan does not look like a rookie. I mean, Trenton Simpson has always been an impressive, physical. Like if you just look at that guy, he looks like an action figure. He looks like he was carved out of stone. But Teddy Buchanan looks like that, but way bigger. Like this dude is huge. I couldn't get over. And it's not like one of those scenarios where it's just all arms and know that this dude's calves had calves. I mean, the dude was jacked. I mean, absolutely jacked. He looked fast. And I got excited thinking about, did they finally find that guy they can put next to Roquan? You know, that Patrick Queen was, but we all knew we couldn't pay both. So is this the Patrick Queen replacement? If Trenton Simpson isn't that guy, I think Teddy's going to, at the very least, push Trenton hopefully to greater heights, because that guy, he looks like he might be the real deal.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there, Glenn. And I think that, unfortunately for Trenton Simpson, he might be looking at his replacement every day in practice. I mean, Teddy looked explosive. Like you said, he looked more than up for the task physically.
Yeah.
It's going to be
really take a guard on, Jimbo.
What'd you say?
He could take a guard on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous, right? Yeah, I agree with you 100% there. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. I think I said it, and this is what I'll say about the prediction. Gosh, I always forget the dude's name, Glenn. Tell me his name again. The Cincinnati Bengals guy went to Wyoming.
Logan Wilson.
Yeah, I think that this Teddy is going to be our Logan Wilson in that, like, he's going to be our tackling machine. He's going to be our, right next to Roquan, fighting for every tackle that Roquan gets to, allowing Roquan to be more of himself, right? The kind of guy that he's been looking for a while, really, since Peanut left, right? So Peanut, dang it, not Peanut. Oh my gosh.
Who you talking about?
Oh my gosh, my brain is breaking. Who was our middle linebacker next to Roquan, number 6? He plays in Pittsburgh now.
PQ.
Patrick PQ.
Yeah.
Who blocked
Who, by the way, I don't know if you've seen this, Jimbo. First pass, Aaron Rodgers, training camp, intercepted by Patrick Queen.
Mr. No ball skills, nor like he's usually not even in the right part of the field.
Not a good sign for the Steelers. As much as it's a good sign because, hey, your defense did something good, we know Patrick Queen. If Aaron Rodgers is throwing that's not a good sign for their offense. But, yeah, we're not here to laugh too much at them. But, I mean, this linebacker core is going to be one of the most heated competitions. Of course, Trenton Simpson's got to be feeling the heat and is going to do everything he can to make sure he's the starting linebacker. I would assume he has the leg up, being the guy who's been here longer, knows the system, but Teddy's going to push him. And, man, I can't wait to see it. It's also going to be like kind of revealing to see, is he a downs 1 and 2 guy, or is this a guy that they could eventually trust like they did to the level of Patrick Queen, where, I mean, it was pretty much Roquan and PQ all 3 downs right next to each other, or do they have to take him off the field, go to a third safety, go to bring an extra corner on? And we're going to get into some more of this, but it's a lot of question marks, I think, with this defense, especially after the injury to Ardarius Washington just before camp.
100%. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see it. But like I said, I think my prediction here is I think Teddy's going to be our starter week 1.
Man, he was so big, dude. I just couldn't get over how big this dude looked as a rookie. Like, how old I thought he was like a younger rookie too. I'm going to find that age, but yeah, I mean, he looked really good. We got to see Mike Green for the first time today, which was nice. It was kind of hard to, until the pads come on to really see what his pass rush is going to look like. But boy, am I excited to see in the upcoming practices that we're, fortunate enough to attend. I want to see that guy going up against, Ronnie Stanley, up against Roger Rosengarten. I want to see him going up against the best we got at tackle. And let's see if all that hype coming out lives up to it. Let's see. Teddy Buchanan, by the way. Oh, we're almost birthday buddies, me and Teddy. He's only 22 years old, by the way, Jimbo. So he's a young guy, but me and Teddy are almost, he's 10-3. Okay. He's 10-3. Your boy's 10-4. So, shout out to Teddy, but yeah, looks like the real deal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But something that you brought up, Glenn, that, I think is interesting that we should also talk about is one of the questions we need to know is what's going to happen to left guard. And you brought up some of these names. You didn't mention the guy who was running with the ones today. That was old double 6. That was Ben Cleveland.
Yes, it was.
Ben Cleveland looked even more giant. Like how? I have no idea. but the dude just looked absolutely massive. I think you said it best. He was walking with Ronnie Stanley and legitimately made Ronnie Stanley look like a tight end.
Yes.
And like not even a swole tight end, like a pass catching tight end.
Yes.
It was ridiculous.
He made him look like a power forward. Like, did not look like a football player. Ben Cleveland does, and he does that to virtually everyone he stands next to, outside of maybe just Daniel Faalele. And then who was the other big guy that I kept saying? Who is that monster? Oh man, I wish I had the program. Vincent? Well, we couldn't help but see Carson Vincent as well. But there was another guy who I was like, Jesus, he's even bigger than. Oh, he was on defense. He was even bigger than Travis Jones.
Oh shoot. 97, right?
Yes. Oh my goodness. A giant. Like they got
your fan. Do you have your fan in front of you?
I know I need to get it. I do not. I should have. It's my mistake. Let me see if I can acquire said fan. DK might be jumping on with us here.
Yeah, man.
He might be. Dude, Christian Wilkins, by the way, just got cut by
I heard that.
The Raiders. He got $110 million last year.
What's the deal? What happened?
It's the Raiders. I mean, what are we talking? It's the Raiders. They do things. But yeah, I mean, we were just talking. Oh yeah. So Jimbo, with that being said, are you going to double down? Are you going to 10 toes down? Is Ben Cleveland week 1, the starting left guard in your mind?
Look, Glenn, did I not say this already?
What's that?
I said it. I said it how many months ago? Yes. Ben Cleveland's going to be our starting left guard. You heard it here. Best season of his career. He bounces back, gets a contract at the end of the season. Not saying this with us. He's going to get himself a contract, though. Benny's going to get paid.
Okay. I hope you're right, because we would have the biggest guards in the history of football.
700 pounds plus in guards.
Yeah, and each of them are like Ben Cleveland will be the smaller one, and he was the biggest player in the league when he was drafted, was he not? Like,
yeah, before Faalele.
Yeah, until Faalele got here. I mean, it's got to be the only occasion in the history of any football team where your guards are bigger than your tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, man,
crazy. But I'm all for it as long as Lamar has no issues, with I mean, look, it can't be easy throwing over these guys, right? Like, it's kind of an underrated part is that even though Lamar's not a short guy, when you have a 6'8" guy and a 6'6" guy in front of you, you got to find passing lanes similar to what Drew Brees had to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll see. We will see. But look, hey, I got to take a quick – I didn't want to start the show this way, Jimbo.
Oh, boy.
But we got to talk. We got to talk about the Ravens at camp today. Ravens, we got to have a talk, okay? What we saw out there today, it couldn't have been John Harbaugh's idea. It couldn't have been anybody in the front office. It couldn't have been their idea. I don't know whose idea it was, but let me just say this, guys. When we went to camp, every year we go to camp, we park up right on we pull right into the castle. We park right beside the castle. We walk down, we go on the practice field every single time. This time, when we pulled into the castle, we were told that we would be immediately making a U-turn, that we would be driving over to a nearby park, and that there would be shuttles available to carry us over. I've never had this happen before. So anyway, look, I go, what? So we ask him, why, what's going on? Is there less parking? What happened? Why is there more passes available? Oh no, folks, there's no more passes. There's not extra passes. There's no. They have a bigger staff now. Their staff is now 50 to 70 people larger than it was last season and the season before. And that those people are taking up all those parking spots, the staff. And therefore, the fans had to go to the Northwest Regional Park, not far, but certainly too far that you should have asked us to walk it. So here we are walking on the side of a road that has no shoulder on either side, with small children in Jimmy's case. My son, who's, kids are clumsy. You never know. With no shoulder and I wouldn't call it a busy road, but it certainly wasn't vacant. It was certainly busy enough to where I didn't feel that great about walking on the side of it. And they said shuttles were available, but let me just tell you what these shuttles were, folks. They were 3-seater golf carts. So imagine how many fans, how much time we would have stood in the regional park waiting.
There was a line of how many deep by the time we got there.
It was insane. Like I don't know whose idea it was to not have the 50 to 60 new employees park at the damn park and shuttle over in the morning and shuttle back. But anyway, all right. Anyway, sorry, my soapbox is over.
But do something better, Ravens.
Yeah.
Like, have your staff.
Jesus.
The solution to it is this: tell your staff to park in that parking lot and shuttle them over once in the morning and shuttle them over at night. Don't make your patrons sit in the sun longer while you have tiny little golf carts that your college interns drive back and forth on a dangerous road and bring to the facility. Don't do that. Don't do that to us. We love you. We want to patronize the team. That you were your patrons. Come on.
It's crazy.
Do better.
Yeah, they can. They can do better. All right. Well, let's get off of that because that was shocking. But let's just get off of that. All right.
I'm going to resurface our last conversation real quick, though, because I feel like I didn't get your input too much. Where are you on this? It's early, right? We need to know who's going to be our left guard. But when the dust settles, where are you at this, Glenn?
Well, here's the thing. I think, to me, Ben Cleveland has proven, at least, I don't know if this is even fair. Like, he was healthy all last year. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Was he not? He was healthy. He was just a bit of a doghouse, but he saw some time on the field. I'm worried. I like continuity with my offensive line, and I don't want a scenario where if Andrew Voorhees is out there, I don't think Andrew Voorhees can finish a whole season, and it's not fair for him, and I feel bad about saying it because it's not like, he's just had bad luck, and I don't think it's because he doesn't work hard or anything. But I would rather go with the guy if the margin is small, if the difference between them two in performance isn't like now. If Ben Cleveland's a better player, then this is an obvious point, but. If Andrew Voorhees isn't way better, I'm going to lean more towards the guy who is healthier, and because I don't want to disrupt continuity. I also pause and I go, well, Jimbo, is this smart? Because Ben Cleveland is also the more versatile player. So would you not rather have your more versatile player as a dress and ready guy who can then go in at right? Because you can't put Voorhees at right tackle, right? You can't, but you can put Ben Cleveland virtually anywhere outside of left tackle, and he's done it at least before. Like, he's played center before for us. He's played both guard position. I mean, so I'm kind of torn, Jimbo. I know what your feelings are, but I just look at Voorhees as a left guard, and then that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So you can put him there, but if you don't, then how do you make him a game day dress? Like, I don't know how you dress him if he's only your left guard replacement.
Yeah, no, for sure. I understand what you're saying. I think that job number, like, priorities in order would be put your best five on the field.
Yeah.
At least in my mind, right? So I know what you're saying. But I think and to your point, that's actually a really good point. Like, they have to value continuity at some point, right? And say, well, okay, the margin is not great, but we need guys gonna be out there, right? So unless Voorhees can really show out, I don't understand why not play Ben. So it's gonna be really interesting to see. And I think Ben's experience in the league, and I mean his ridiculous size too, but his experience in the league is gonna make him pull ahead here as it comes to the final stretch. Yeah. If Voorhees has one nick, one bruise, one anything, you already know what it is, right?
Exactly. And I think the coaches have got to at least be leery of that. And it sucks for Voorhees because it's not like this is a guy who's just a lazy guy and that's why this is happening. So, you kind of feel for the guy. But I remember we talked about earlier in the offseason, they were putting him out in the camera a lot, Andrew Voorhees. Putting him out there a lot, Jimbo.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll definitely see. I do want to get your take on the kicking situation here, Jimbo. We got to see Tyler Loop today out there signing autographs. Got an autograph on my son's ball, which was awesome to see. And but I will say, when John Harbaugh was asked today about the alternating kicking schedule, how Hoyland will kick and then Loop will kick, and he was asked about it, he seemed annoyed about the question. and kind of said, well, look, Tucker didn't even kick every day. Let's not act like this is a big deal. Do you think that defensive-ness is just because he is genuinely thinks it's a stupid question, or do you think there is more of a sense, certainly more than normal, but like, do you think there's a bit of extra nervousness about the unknown of the kicking situation?
Yeah, I think there's that. There's certainly a lot of unknown in regards to who's going to be our kicker, but it's also, I don't know, Eric has to feel some type of way about the fact that this is the only kicker we've ever drafted. And if you're already concerned, I don't know if that means anything to him. Do you know what I mean? The way that it would look or he would feel about it, right? I don't know. But I can tell you this. I saw Hoyland kick a few, and that last one that he kicked was an absolute monster. Say whatever you want about it, right? But, I mean, the dude's got a leg. Now, there's no doubting that Loop does as well. But it's going to be interesting to see how this thing goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really interesting.
Because I don't know if you can go into the season with two kickers, right? So I think one's going to have to win the job, and the other, I guess you're going to have to hope, if it's a close competition, you're going to have to hope that you can keep them not far away, just kind of like at an arm's length away. And then, and because kicking in the preseason is fine, but when it's a Sunday night game in Baltimore and you're trying to beat the Bengals, it's a whole different animal. Or if you're, on the road, forget about it. So I do think whoever loses the job, as long as they, perform admirably and make it a close competition, I don't know. It's going to be one of those things where John Harbaugh talks about, like, there's a difference between a starter and a guy who's starting, right? Like, I think at least in the early parts, we're going to see a guy who's starting. I don't know if we'll see the starter week one. At least not anointed by John. But I just found it interesting that he was like irritated so quickly after seemingly in a good mood over a question that I think is reasonable. Maybe he's been asked it a few times, but I think it's a reasonable question.
Yeah, no, I agree. That is interesting. Well, he's getting older, I guess.
Yeah, he doesn't have patience for that anymore.
But the kicking game is going to be interesting, though, Glenn. Sorry, just kind of cap this off here. We just haven't been in this situation in how long? So it's really going to be interesting to see how this turns out.
Yep. And of course, Justin, I wonder his feelings if we gave him some truth serum, if he'd be like rooting against our kickers here or rooting for him wherever he's sitting during the game. That I don't know if we get the truth if we just asked him. But hey, quickly before we get back to camp notes, I don't know if you saw, but Jimbo, everybody's always listening to you, dude. They're always listening to you, and then they just come up with it like it's their own, And I you said it a long time ago that Lamar Jackson's the greatest player to ever play the game. Like you said it. You say he's the best player, point blank, affects the game in more ways than any player has ever done it in history. I just saw today an interview dropped by the Ravens website where Torrey Smith sat down with Zay Flowers. And they talked about Lamar Jackson. And Torrey Smith, this is the quote. He says, Lamar Jackson is the best dual-threat quarterback to ever play this game. And then he says right after that, he's the best offensive football player to ever play this game. And Flowers says once he gets his bowl, he's going to be the best to ever do it. And it sounds like Homer talk, Jimbo, but it's just, at this point, the week in and week out results, it is what it is, Jimbo. It's the truth.
It is. And it's so crazy to me. Every summer, because Lamar Jackson is a lightning rod, there's always these segments on television, and then it boils into conversations at the table and people being done with Lamar because he didn't get it done in the AFC Championship game and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, and that. And then I always have to find myself defending Lamar Jackson. I'll tell you what, Glenn, I was in a full sweat. We went to Ocean City and we're staying at this nice house. Across the street is a guy that must live there all year round. And the neighbor, I see the neighbor walk up to, I'm just going to my car to grab something. I hear them talking football and they're talking Allen. They're talking Mahomes. They're talking Lamar, and they're talking about the differences.
Oh boy.
Right. And they're talking about all Lamar's deficiencies. Glenn, I had to go in the house or else I was going to get kicked out of my Airbnb. I was fuming. The stupidity that people, it's just so dumb. Think about this, Glenn. This idiot said, oh, Lamar Jackson, as soon as the play breaks down, he doesn't buy his guys more time. He just runs. We've been begging Lamar to buy less time and run more, right? Like, have we not had that conversation?
So nonsense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's just
silly.
so stupid. It's just so
Nobody buys
dumb.
more time for their receivers than Lamar. Like,
right. The
what
only
are we talking about?
Potbelly Mahomes can do it is because he's got a holding call in his life.
Well, look, I'll give Mahomes credit. He's pretty good at it too.
I'll
give him a little credit. I'll give him a little credit.
No, I mean, he's amazing at it, but certainly it helps having no holding.
But to say
calls.
Lamar isn't like
right, like, come on. Do you think any pass
any
rusher,
defensive lineman?
Exactly. You think anybody fears Patrick Mahomes in the backfield more than Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
Come on. I'm just saying it might
he's
be
going to clip you. I mean, Lamar will put you on a clip. That's
what I'm saying. And then he'll throw a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, it's just stupidity. So, yes, I'm glad that they said that. I'm glad Lamar's getting his dues. And Lamar looked so sharp today. Lamar threw a ball to Zay. Glenn, I'm not kidding. He dropped it in a bucket. Right over the front defender over the front defender, the trailing defender, because Zay kind of beaten him. And then right in front of the defender that was facing Zay. Zay dropped it, but it was only because he thought there's zero chance this ball's getting here. Like, the window was this big and boop, right there. Like, what else does Lamar need to do? I guess you could say he needs to win a Super Bowl. Sure. But, like, that's not going to make him a better football player.
Yeah, it's just like they said, because they asked him, he said, Mike Vick or Lamar? He said, well, it's pretty easy because if you take away Lamar's legs, he's better than your favorite pocket passer. It's like, yeah, that's a good way to put it right there. Take 100%. Away his legs, he's still better than your favorite pocket passer. So, yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So, yeah, shout out to Torrey and, of course, Zay. You expect it from both those guys because they're, Ravens, especially Zay being his it's still his quarterback. But it's still pretty cool because you said that stuff a long time ago. And, so.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Shout out to the boys for hyping them up.
All right,
also, I saw a bomb today, by the way, to Tez that was beautiful on Jair.
Cooked him, right?
He did cook him. He did cook Jair, which, I mean, look, Tez can run. That should come as no surprise, but absolute dime also put on him by Lamar Jackson. So, yeah. These guys, man, they look determined. They look fired up. One guy I was excited to see today, Jimbo, was Malachi Starks. I was super hyped to actually get to see that guy. And, of course, as soon as we walk onto the field, when we just enter, right in front of us is the DBs. And so we got to see Jair. We got to see Malachi. We got to see him right in front of us, pretty close to where you can kind of gauge. I mean, yeah, well put together, obviously. You can tell the guy works at it. But another interception today. He was absolutely everywhere. It's hard to because you never want to anoint a guy before he does anything, right? Because you're scared of that. We've seen it in the past where guys get hype. I think about remember a pass rusher? I'm gonna pull a few years ago here. Pass rusher Tim Williams out of Alabama that we were so excited to have. This guy was beating dudes like a drum when there was no pads on. And then as soon as the pads came on, he couldn't do anything. He looked tiny. It was unbelievable. So you don't want to anoint anyone, especially before the big hitting padded practices start. But it just seems like Malachi is so far beyond his years as just being a rookie. It's just amazing to see, that level of dedication. You can tell the film work that he puts in. I mean, his life is football. And you see it on the field. But my question to you here, Jimbo, is what's your take on the whole safety position? We saw Bo Braid out there today making plays. I saw a text or a message again. What are they going to do at safety here, Jimbo? Is it just those two, or I don't know what else they do? Yeah,
because in theory, right, a lot of people would say that don't follow the Ravens maybe this closely, and even us, right? There's potentially, I'm not knocking other guys. I'm trying to say this the right way, but there's potentially a chasm that exists between, you have Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, and there's potentially a chasm, right? And then you have the other guys. That's the concern. So what does that look like? I think is something we need to know in camp. Do we have a formal third safety option in our facility? Because if we don't, defense is going to look different. I'm not saying that it's a huge like it's a deal breaking thing, but it's certainly it's something we need to navigate, right?
Yeah.
And so to your point, job number one, like question number one is Malachi the guy, right? Like you talked about, we don't want to anoint him too early. We need to see the pads come on. And it's also a lot to ask. I understand he's a first rounder. I understand he started as a true freshman, all those things. So we're expecting that. I also don't think it's fair to say, hey, we're expecting you to play at how we think you will play in 3 years, day one.
For the best secondary in football.
Right. So, I think that is a bit unfair. All that being said, I think he has every opportunity to do so. So, it's tough, man. I think if there's a guy that comes out of this group that gets clock, I think it is Bo Braid. I think that this guy that has a fighting chance, I do think it's Braid. I think coach likes him. I think he likes the way he plays. And if he can continue to show progression with his ability, to find the football, then I think and to master the defense, I think he finds himself in a situation where he gets some play. What do you think?
Yeah, I do. I think he's at least going to be given, we know he's going to get a ton of snaps in preseason football. And if he's anything like he was last year, him and Sanusi Kane, I expect them both to be making plays. They were playmakers all throughout preseason as rookies. I expect nothing but more when you go into your second season. You're going to be one of the older guys, probably getting a lot of clock. You do see a lot of young players getting clock. Well, now you have a whole season under your belt. Let's expect improvement and take advantage of the opportunity. I obviously I'm a Terp guy, man, so I'm going to be a little bit biased for Bo Braid. That's going to happen. But in all seriousness, we have to figure out in passing situations, what is this defense going to turn to? Are they going to turn to a third safety and then bring a Bo Braid onto the field, or potentially a veteran who's not even here yet? Or are they going to go to a second linebacker like they had with PQ? Are they going to let Teddy Buchanan run around? Trenton Simpson use that athleticism and run around on the field? Or do they say, you know what, we want to bring a fifth corner onto the field? And instead of, because that's another, again, this is another position on the team that is just absolutely loaded, star-studded. And unless we have injuries that kind of make this decision-making a lot easier, which we've seen in years past, it's going to be a lot to decide. Down in distance will certainly, the distance of that third down will certainly play a role, whether you go heavier or if you go, smaller and lighter. But, man, there's a lot of questions because I'm looking at, just look on the defensive side of the ball. All these guys, the talent that is listed in front of me. There's not just the secondary. The secondary, if Cheeto can stay healthy, Jimbo, he's a problem. Cone, I think Cone's got a chance. Robert Longerbeam has everything as far as tangibles that you look at on a player that he could be a hell of a player. He's got to put it together, of course, upstairs as a rookie. But
yeah,
I'm just like, man, there's a lot of different routes they could go. They can go multiple in a lot of different ways. And, man, his defense is going to be scary, Jimbo.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. And it's going to be exciting to see how this breaks down. Glenn, unfortunately, my son is absolutely losing his mind, so I need 2 minutes.
Yeah, go for it.
But, DK, can you put him in solo for me? Are you going to talk about the pass rush?
I was getting ready to talk about wide receivers, but I'll wait with you.
Yeah, wait for me.
Okay, I got you. All right, I do want to talk a little bit about pass rush now that he brings that up. We heard from Kyle Van Noy today, and, man, he talked about being eager to get off to a fast start. And he talked about the last 2 years where they didn't. They were kind of a slow starting team, specifically on the defensive side of the ball, where the first half of the season, they were one of the worst defenses in history and certainly the worst passing defense in the league by a large margin. And I love that, he's not falling for the roster. Man, this is a great roster. He talked about, that exact question. He said, and this was the quote, he said, on paper, we got some guys, but it doesn't mean shit if we don't play together. And I love that because you can get caught up when you're a guy that, look, at this point, he wants another ring. He wants to, let's be honest, he wants to retire, I believe, under the confetti. I think that's what he wants to do. You don't, but he understands all the work that goes into it, right? Like that, it takes so much effort, so much, and you don't want to get caught up in, man, we got a damn good roster. Like we got a damn, because then you have no chance. So you almost have to go into this. The what's on paper doesn't mean a damn thing. It's cool, certainly for fans. We're excited about it, but it really doesn't matter until you get on the field and you prove it on the field in between the lines for this year. Last year doesn't matter. Year before doesn't matter. What do you do this year? And I love that that's his mindset. He also called Travis Jones and Justin Madubuike the best duo in the game. And he didn't look like he was just talking because they're his teammates. He said that Travis Jones was just as good as Dexter Lawrence was when he was healthy, which kind of tells us he was probably playing a good chunk of the season last year with an injury that was certainly affecting his play. But yeah, can't wait to see what this guy, I mean, the hype, the level of hype Travis Jones has been getting from his coaches and his teammates is pretty insane. And we already know that he's been called the strongest player on the team by multiple guys. And he continues to work on his pass rush with the rush doctor in the building. So excited to see what Travis Jones and Justin Madubuike can do together as that tandem that is just terrifying for interior offensive linemen. And also, I love that Kyle Van Noy is not here for the age talk. Neither is John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh called it a nothing narrative. He said it's all nothing when asked about KVN and his age. This guy has, if anything, just continued to get better as a pass rusher as he's, kind of renewed his focus and zeroed in on just that, being a pass rusher, not focused solely on or so much on, being multiple, dropping into coverage. Now, pin your ears back. Go get the quarterback. And he said it, top 10 in the league in virtually every category as an outside edge rusher. So say what you want, continue to overlook him. He seems to enjoy it almost, that he continues to be overlooked as a top 10 guy, even when you pull the stats, it's not just sacks, folks. It's tackles for loss as well, which are just as valuable in a lot of ways. That guy impacts the game, and we know what he does as far as a locker room guy and a guy that can kind of, help a team feel like a team. You need guys like KVN, right? That kind of personality, that kind of leadership in year 12. We're lucky to have that guy. I hope he takes Mike Green and some of these young guys. I mean, it looks like he already's done so with a guy like Tavius Robinson. He's super, he's improved big strides. Tavius has. So if Mike Green can kind of get under his wing, I'm excited to see what he can do as well. I want to talk a little Jair because the wide receiver position is, man, watching those guys out there today. Whew, if health doesn't play a role in the decision, man, it's going to be a tough call, man. There's going to be some pissed off fans because there's going to be some good players left out in the cold. And I don't think they're going to be out in the cold very long. I think they'll be gobbled up. But before we get there, Jair Alexander, I love how he just seems to love it here in Baltimore. I loved his response. He said, I'm in love when asked about Baltimore. Loves the teammates, loves the fans, the city. It seems like rejuvenated now that he's over here. And he's still a relatively young man, although he has played a lot of football. He wasn't here for the talk about him missing games. He's healthy now. He's out there now. And man, are we excited to see that level of competitor added to the already competitive secondary that we have. I was just talking about Jair, Jimbo, like that type of fire and competitiveness added to already this secondary. I think it's going to make you talk about, that exponential effect that a lot of players have. I think a player like that added to your secondary ups the level of play for everyone, even the ones who are already playing at all pro levels. I think they all get better. It's a crowded room, Jimbo. I mean, Nasty Nate, Cheeto, Marlon, you got Jair out here now. I mean, it's going to be a long day for opposing offenses, Jimbo.
100%.
Where's Jair on here? Why am I not seeing him? What the?
I like that he fits right in. I like what Marlon said. He was what Jair said. He said, I thought I was weird till I met Marlon. That's hilarious to me, man. That's so awesome. No, yeah. I'll tell you what, Glenn, can I just take a 30,000 foot view real quick? If we stay healthy and we don't make a deep playoff run, is this coaching staff in trouble?
Oh, if they stay healthy, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
yeah.
If we lay an egg,
yeah,
first round, could you imagine?
They're so good.
With this roster?
Why is he not on here, though, Jimbo? Why is Jair not on this list.
Come on, ESPN. What are we doing?
Like Jair? Like you're talking.
Yeah, that is
one
weird.
of the top. You know what do we? Yeah, he's not on here. I just
wait. There he is.
it.
What are you talking about?
Where is he? Where
Alexander,
is he?
right cornerback.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just missing him. Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, I mean, you look at those corners with Jair, Marlon, Nate, Cheeto. So he was, yeah, I just refreshed it. Cheeto was over here. I know I'm not crazy. And then longer beam, by law, all that. Tell me I'm not crazy, folks. He was not on there until I hit refresh.
It heard you.
Yeah. Okay. I know I'm not absolutely nuts, but all right. Well, let's get into the most exciting, the thing that I think is the most exciting camp battle now. It might not be the biggest question because I think there's bigger questions as far as, unknowns, but as far as just camp battles, and I don't know, dude, this is going to be an absolute knockdown, drag out fight for the 6 wide receivers to make this team because, I mean, we know about what Zay can do. We saw Rashad Bateman catch a bomb today. Which was awesome to see. DeAndre Hopkins, we know what this guy's going to bring to the table. And even to some degree, we kind of know what we get in Tylan Wallace. We know the type of performer he's going to be on special teams, and we know that at times he can make big plays on offense and has game-winning punt return, accolades in his history. But outside of that, like Tez Walker looked really good, big, fast, like tough to guard out there. Dayton Wade out there looking scary, looking tough to guard. And Jimbo, I know one guy impressed the hell out of you today, Jimbo.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about Devontae. Oh, yeah, Keith Kirkwood, dude. I'm glad you brought that. I was going to say, because Tez Walker made a big play I talked about before, but Keith Kirkwood, he's making life difficult for guys at the bottom of this rotation, just like you said, because, man, we saw it across the field. He mossed somebody on just looked like a go route, that he had to, turn around and 50-50 ball and catch. And then he had a nice catch in traffic. Now, the one in traffic, who knows if he would have caught that, if he would have gotten hammered by the inside linebacker, but that also doesn't really happen anymore. So yeah, it's not like it used to be. Yeah, man, he looked really big, strong, good catch radius. There's to your point, Glenn, there's a lot of guys pushing for this spot. Certainly all of them have an uphill battle. I might have missed it. Did you bring up Wester?
And I didn't bring him up, but I will say I need to see more out of Wester because what I saw today, I didn't see the explosiveness and I wasn't wow. Like the first time I saw Zay's quickness, wow. Yeah. The first time we saw Keaton Mitchell race to the edge, we were like, what the hell? That dude shot out of a cannon. I wasn't wowed by LaJonte today. So I'm hopeful that, next time we see him that we'll be a little more impressed.
Now, the only thing I will say is that I agree with you. It's almost unfair to, it feels unfair to be like, because in your mind, you're expecting Zay.
Yeah.
And you talk about next level quickness. Right. And now, in his defense, Glenn, when I left, not saying this is what happened, when I left, he was the only wide receiver on the jug machine after practice.
I love that.
So that could have changed. I'm not saying the other guys aren't doing it, but at least he's there putting in the work after, right? So to your point, hopefully there's some progression that will continue to happen. But I agree with you. We do need to see more. Gosh dang it. How many 6th wide receivers are being talked about on ESPN?
Right. Exactly.
So we definitely need to see more.
That's why I don't feel like that bad about bringing him up. I mean, he's getting a lot of love nationwide as a pretty late round draft pick. So I was going in, and then he got love when we had Tez on the show. I'm like, all right, let's see what this. But I mean, again, he wasn't hard. I just wasn't wowed by him like I was expecting to be. I did see Anthony Miller take a couple of tough. Man, this guy was trying to. He didn't have a lot of separation. He was trying to make some tough grabs. This dude, he went into the fences one time into the plastic fence where he got tied up with. I can't remember who was guarding him on that particular. Oh, it was Armour Davis. They got tied up on the sideline there, but. Even Anthony Miller, I think will make it tough for some of these guys. I mean,
they obviously have some sort of trust in him, right?
Yeah, he's been around, and the same with Keith Kirkwood. Like, I don't know if Keith Kirkwood separates to the level of which that they would like to see, but it's hard to argue from what we saw out there today about his hands. I mean, the guy was definitely flashing his hands out there today. I wouldn't say he's the smoothest looking athlete, but He's a big guy, and he made catches. And same with Jamal Banks. Like Jamal Banks, to me, he looks more like a tight end out there. Like he doesn't look like a shifty, but he's a big dude, and he was making catches out there today. Wasn't letting them hit the ground. So I love the competition. Really, it's so many different key positions. I think it's only going to make the team better. And yeah, you just gotta keep playing injury-free football throughout camp.
Yeah, I agree. But it is very intriguing and going to be fun to watch to see what happens here. Do you have any predictions or inclinations you want to give?
All right. Well, let's see. Let's try and build a thing here. So we're going to have Zay as the number 1. We're going to have Bateman as number 2, right? We're going to have D-Hop. He's going to be your 3rd receiver. Your 4th, are you going to put Tez in at 4? Or is Tylen the 4th because he's been here longer and done more?
That's a good question.
Right?
I guess Tez.
Okay. All right. Does Tylen go 5?
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah. I think Tylen right now, he'd have to do something to lose the job.
Yeah.
And then, so who's 6?
Because
then
you got Anthony Miller, Malik Cunningham, Jamal Banks, Dayton Wade, Keith Kirkwood, Xavier Gilroy, LaJohntay Wester. And is there someone I'm missing? I feel like I'm still missing a name.
I think if I went to roster, it would have more. It's only because I'm on depth chart.
Yeah.
But
I think it's probably going to end up being Wester, right?
But if it's Wester, it's not Dayton Wade. Like you said, it's not Cunningham. It's not Kirkwood.
And Dayton had a nice catch in traffic today too, we saw.
Yeah. He did. And look, there's a lot. I mean, we saw just from a pass catching standpoint, we saw some really nice days. I mean, Mark Andrews, what did he do to Marlon out there today?
Oh my gosh. As much as you want to be frustrated with Mark Andrews, dude, just put him in an absolute blender, didn't he? I mean, just froze him with the hezzy, kick it, and cooked him. I mean, it's crazy because Mark looks like, you know who he's starting to remind me of is not that he's old, but he's getting, he looks like Jason Witten a little bit in his movements out there to me. Now, Mark is built much better than Jason Witten. Let's be honest, right? Yeah. Like, Jason Witten looks like he lived off hamburgers. Not that but like he wasn't in the gym. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Jason Witten, you're a good guy. But yeah, like Mark is massive. He's a big dude. Anyway, to that point, he knew where he had Marlon exactly on his hip, and knew in one step. It was just one step is all it took. Like that was very Jason Witten like.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, guy just gets open. It's just like Todd Heap, like not fast, but somehow separated with the fastest guys, like as good as the fast guys. So and then Isaiah Likely had a nice one-handed grab today from Lamar Jackson. It was a beautiful play. Matter of fact, I think I can put that up real quick. Okay, it's probably gonna fail, but anyway. Let's see here. Joe Eckert has a comment here, a little super chat. Happy Gilmore too. What? And the Justin Tucker return. Yeah, I can't. Did Happy Gilmore 2 drop yet? I know is it this month? I know it was coming out.
It's soon. I don't know when it is.
Oh, I might have to be watching that tonight. I was just watching the first one a couple days ago. Love me some Happy. Like my son Cam, my son Cam, he asked me, he goes, is Adam Sandler funnier than Ryan Reynolds? And because he's my son, I didn't hit him. Okay. But I educated him. Yes, Adam Sandler. Come on.
Dude, he's got a whole production company of funny movies. I mean, he's got classics on classics on classics.
Yeah, I mean, I was raised on this guy. So
yeah, there's some people that just aren't Sandler guys.
They don't get him. Yeah.
Right. And some of his stuff, people could say maybe he doesn't have a ton of range, but if you went and watched that basketball movie, what's the name of that movie?
Or Uncut Gems. Watch Uncut Gems.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't have range.
He's right.
He'll make you cry.
Right. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Nah,
dude,
that's crazy.
Dude, I cried watching, bro. What's that movie where he had the remote control? Where he can control the universe?
Click.
Cried.
Bro.
Dude, when he was laying outside the hospital and his kids were there, dude. Anything with kids now. Ever since I had Cam, dude, nothing with kids. I can't do anything with where the kids are upset with their parents. I can't do it, dude.
Dude,
I'm a huge baby. And
what is this
Justin Tucker return? Is this just a bunch of horse crap?
I don't get it. Was there news about Justin Tucker?
There was some people saying that there's a chance. I don't know that there's some sort of a. There's no way. I would be flabbergasted, to say the least.
I don't see anything.
Oh, it comes out tomorrow. Thanks, Joe. Tomorrow, Netflix. I'll be watching. 25th. Nice. Okay. All right. I appreciate y'all.
Boy, that's gonna be. I heard it's really good.
Yeah. Let me see here. Share this tab. Let me share this tab, by the way, Jimbo. Let me show you. Let me show everybody.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Isaiah. Oh, okay. There we go. Good.
Dude, ridiculous.
Look, people are still upset that he's not. There are people. Jimbo, what would you say, and be nice, to the people who are saying, I'm mad Mark Andrews is still here because that means Isaiah's not tight end one. What would you say to those people? Because
I like how you said and be nice.
Yeah, because there's people in our chat who probably feel that way. So be nice.
I understand. This is the thing I would say. First of all, let me start by saying this because I'm a parent. I understand your concern. I recognize your concern is valid. You are heard. I also think it's a bit unfair to Isaiah Likely to just expect him to be our next best pass catcher in Ravens history, according to touchdowns. Like, Mark Andrews is our franchise leader in touchdowns. And what you're saying is that Isaiah Likely is better. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm also saying that the chances of that are not, pun intended, are not likely, right? Like, those are massive shoes to fill, right? So I think that what we're doing is just getting the best of both worlds. Both of these guys are going to be in an ultra competitive situation because they got money on the line. They love each other, but it's a zero-sum game. One of them is getting paid next season, and one of them is not by the Baltimore Ravens. And one of them is getting paid from somewhere else. End of story. So I think this is the best case scenario for Baltimore. And no love lost for Isaiah. I don't think he feels that way either. Trust me, he's going to get his opportunities. Monken knows that. But I also think it's like, remember like the Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck thing?
Oh, yes.
Like, are we going to have that with the tight ends? I like to hope so. And it looks like it could be that. But man, that's also unfair pressure to put on Isaiah Likely to say, hey, here's the keys to the car. By the way, you got to be better than the guy in front of you who's our franchise leader in touchdowns. We already think you are.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot. My whole thing is just like, I want both of them. I don't want to give away any weapons. The more weapons, the better. You know, we've all been Ravens fans and football fans long enough to know there's one injury away from him being the only viable option. We did see, I think, 2 drops out of Charlie Kolar today, which was not great to see. And I don't think anybody wants to see, as much as we like I think Charlie Kolar would be a great guy to go have a beer with. I think he's a good football player, but I don't think anyone would be excited about him taking over any of the other 2 guys' roles. But an injury can happen. So I would say let's be thankful that we have both of them, and let's just try and find a way to drive defenses crazy by keeping all these guys fed with the football. That would be my whole thing. I understand payment. Money is a real thing. There's only one pie, and everybody's got to get their piece. And if there's not enough pieces, then someone's got to go. But let's cross that bridge when we have to, and we don't have to do it yet this year.
That's right.
I'm excited to have both of them. Shout to Coach Evans in the chat. Don C, appreciate you coming out as well. But yeah, the more talent, the merrier in my book. As long as they're not destructive or grump. Like if they're mad about their role and they're voicing that, then at that point but if they're both fine with their role and happy, then let's go get them. Yeah,
I agree with you there, Glenn. So it's interesting, but I think the Ravens are in an advantageous spot with those 2.
Yeah, because they both are on contract years essentially, right? Like they're more motivated than most to put up a good season. So, quickly, I want to give you. I saw Daniel Faalele working with some, I believe, some pretty renowned offensive line coaches in the offseason, continuing to just look. You got to love the fact that you talk about some qualities of Daniel Faalele that you absolutely love, and work ethic is certainly one of them. Looks like this guy continues to just do everything he can to get better. But the other one is, and we just talked about it in favor of Ben Cleveland over Voorhees, is this guy never gets hurt, Jimbo. He's just too big to let guys hurt him. And so that alone makes me feel excited about, like, to know that there's a very good likelihood, at least from all the information we've gotten from Faalele, that he's going to be out there every freaking game at right guard. No matter who's left of him and right of him, Faalele is going to be out there taking up a whole lot of space, Jimbo. And if he continues to get better with that size, I mean, holy smokes. So, yeah, I mean, I just want to give him I almost forgot to bring it up, but I saw the clips going around. He's working with some guys, and I love that this dude is putting the work in. Love it.
Yeah, I think the thing that people are yet to understand about Faalele, and I think this is fair to say, there's still a lot more roadway left in his improvement as a football player. He's still a young football player in his tenure of playing football, right? Like, so it's gonna see. Coach asked, did you say Ben over Voorhees? Coach, I said it once, I said it twice. You heard it here. I said it 3 months ago. You can run the tape back. And also, Coach, if you weren't here earlier, Glenn, let him know who's running with the ones today.
Well, we did see an awful lot of Ben Cleveland out there with the ones, and he's been saying this for a while, Coach. He said it.
Look, external factors matter.
Yeah.
Ben is in the gym, bro.
As soon as he saw Ben's breakup,
it's over.
That's all he needed to see. This guy, Jimmy, doesn't always just study the tape. Okay,
no.
He checks your social media. Oh, going through a tough breakup. Guess what he's probably going to do? Lock into football?
Because what else?
Right. He looked good, too. He was out there making big guy. We talked about earlier, Coach. He made Ronnie Stanley look like a tight end. This dude is big. We're going to be the first team in history to have both our guards be bigger than both our tackles. Like, this is record-breaking stuff here, Coach.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, it was, dude, the level of cut.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude's jacked.
I mean, he could absolutely be in a bodybuilding competition.
Yeah. He is the mountain from Game of Thrones. Like, he is legitimately, like, he could stand right next to that guy and they'd be like, you got a brother here?
Yes,
like,
your double.
Like, he is that big. RJ brings up the Breakfast Club here, Jimbo, where a handful of players meet every morning at 6 a.m. to work out. And in that group, I did want to quickly shout out the group of Breakfast Club. Oh, I had it in front of me. I know Jair was on the group. Marlon was in the group. Oh, where'd my list go? Oh, here we go. There we go. Eric Weddle, apparently, your boy, Eric Weddle, apparently started this years ago. But now it's Marlon Humphrey, Jair, Zay, Rashad Bateman have all been part of it. So, yeah, shout out to the early starters, the early risers.
Let's go. Yeah, I love that, man. I've got to be honest with you. I'm struggling with that these days.
Are you? The early rise?
Dude, it's been a struggle. But I'm getting there. Let's see. Y'all see Jair tell a reporter, hey, cut that phone off in his presser. What do you think he meant? Because he didn't look like he was playing around. I don't know what was going on there. Do you?
I think I saw the I thought he looked like he was playing around. He's just that type of dude, but I thought he kind of laughed at the end. And then I thought he was just saying, because you're not allowed to have your phone at camp. I mean, we know, Jimbo, that we've been yelled at. We've been sneaking stuff. We've been told. But I think that he was just busting a guy's chops. I thought he was kidding. That's how I took it.
I got you.
But he just seems like that sense of humor, because he kind of snickered afterwards.
Right.
But appreciate C-King. Appreciate you being out here, man. It's been a little while.
Absolutely. Dominic Trotta, dude. What's up, Trotta? Yeah. Glad I caught you going through the roster. Took some time away after last season's disappointment. We feel you. Roster looking strong. Big season coming. Yeah. We just talked about it. We think that if the team stays healthy, you can only point your finger at a few folks that aren't on the team if the team stays healthy, and we don't, we end up doing poorly in the postseason.
Yeah. This seems, again, they're graded by what happens next in the postseason. Not necessarily. Now I know KVN said, look, we're going to do what we can to stack performances. That way, once we get to the playoffs, we can hopefully continue to play that complementary football that we've stacked all season, because that's all that matters, man. Can they get over the hump? But gosh, do they look like this roster? It's hard to find weaknesses, Jimbo. They look so good. Their coaching staff just seems totally locked in, zeroed in. I think they, the rookie rust that Zach Orr had to knock off, I don't think we're going to have to worry about this year. He's got some veterans in the room with him that are going to kind of help fill in any gaps he might have being a young coach. And man, I can't wait, man. I just can't wait. I can't wait for this season. I tell you, the preseason, 2 weeks away, Jimbo? 2 weeks? Woo! Let's go.
Let's go. That's right. With that being said, Glenn, I think we got to our questions. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing how things roll out. Glenn, when are you going to camp again?
Next week. I'll be going next Thursday, and then I cannot wait to go. I'm felt very lucky to be also going to the joint practice against the Colts, I believe, on Tuesday the 5th.
Take the old notepad, Glenn. I saw you didn't have the notepad today, Glenn. Take the old notepad, baby.
I did not. I will next time for sure. Bring the big one.
You're gonna be that's right. You're gonna be our boots on the ground, dude.
Well, I'll know to get there early. Because
right,
if I don't, I'll be walking from the Northeast Regional Park around the corner. Unbelievable. But anyway, yeah. Shout out to Don C in the chat. But thank you guys. Nut Nasty. Appreciate you. Yes, Buchanan is about the ball out.
Yes.
About the most impressive rookie physically that I've ever seen. This dude was absolutely jacked. Like 100%. Huge. Crazy, explosive, fast. Yes, please hit the like button, folks. Like C King says, It's completely free. Helps us a lot. Puts us in the algorithm for other folks to check us out. But yeah, we'll be back here soon, guys, to keep you guys up to date. We did take a bit of a sabbatical. I don't even know if that's the right word.
Sure, we'll take
I don't really know what that word means other than it's a break, but it could be for negative reasons. But it wasn't. We did just take a little bit of a break, but we will. We will, of course, be back here soon to keep you guys up to date on all your Ravens news. But that's it for us tonight. Have a good one.